Today we're going over ground loop guns and how you can build them in game. Let's get you going. Now for those of you who are not going to stick around and watch the entire video, here's a TLDW. Too long, didn't watch. Remember your builds. It's a lot easier to build them in game if you remember them offhand. For controllers, focus on movement and recoil. And for keyboard and mouse, focus on recoil, vertical recoil that is, and your ADS speed. Those are two things that you most likely need to focus on when you're building guns from ground loop. Most players need to remember to prioritize mag size, muzzle, and underbarrel attachments because of 1. More bullets, 2. Recoil control, and 3. ADS speed and movements as well. Also, do your passive missions to lower your workbench costs so that every time you add one, it is not going to cost you as much in the future as well. It's helpful. Then, ARs are for mid to long range, SMGs are for short range, and snipers are for your long range. But above all, build to your playstyle. Don't build more, don't build less, build to how you want to play and how you play. That's how you'll succeed regardless. Last part of the TLDW, my top picks for each ground loot that you can find and build. AR, SMG, Sniper, number 1, ISO Hemlock, Lockman 556, Castoff 762. SMGs, Bell, Lockman Sub, or the Hurricane / Miniback because depends on the map. SPX 80, Signal 50, and the LAB 330. Those are the builds for the ISO, the Vel 46, and the SPX 80. Don't forget, you can find all of my builds on Community at Italiano Shy. Now let's get into it. Assault rifles first. Lockman 556 you will find often. So for me personally, between these two are my favorite builds, and I'll remember which ones what I have on each of them. 60 round mag, Corio Enforcer optic, this Wrap H Factory, and the Lockman Nova, and the Echoless muzzle. Now what I'm going to do is remove all of these, and I'm going to put them as stock so you can see how it is, just as if I would have just picked it up with no tuning or anything else on there. So put that back there, muzzle, Echoless, and the barrel would be the Nova. Go into the firing range for you. 3 plates. See, decent ADS speed. Not that bad when it comes to recoil. That's the 556. .762, Heated Madness, but optic because I hate these iron sights. You could do the aim OP. Reflex sight is another one I like. The Cronin Mini Pro. If you've been watching me, you know that I love this Enforcer optic and this battle optic. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to put this battle optic on. Underbarrel, I'm going to put on either the Ripper or the Phase 3. Kind of just depends on how you feel. I lean towards the Phase 3 because for me, the Ripper does work, but I feel like I get more out of the Phase 3 when it comes to hip fire. Now, on this point, you could actually choose. You could either put a barrel, which would be this IGK30, or the CAS 7406. Or you could go armor piercing or high velo. Personally, with this, I would normally go with high velo if I'm just building it off the ground. Decent ADS speed. 1, 2. That's the only problem is that it's only a 40 round mag, so you don't have that much to work with. Next one you can find in game is the 74U, which I would actually then just end up doing my build, which is actually something I really enjoy. 45 round mag. Underbarrel will be Phase 3. Muzzle will be Castle Comp. Barrel will be this BR209. And in game, you'll see me either put this one on or the Demo X2. Now, just so you can see it in the firing range as well, they're all still 3-plated. No tuning or anything on it. There you go. Nice, quick, little, simple 7.4U that you can build off of almost every single bot in every map. Then the 545 is a gun that is there, but I personally don't like it. Mini Pro, 60 round mag. On this, I'll put on either the Castle Comp or the Stake and Tread, but I'm gonna throw the Castle Comp on this here. The underbarrel. I'm gonna throw on the Ripper, honestly, and I'm going to also throw on the Cast 7 over the IGK30, mainly because then I'm not losing movement or hip recoil, but I'm still getting recoil control and bullet below. Even though you could also throw this on too, the Castovia 406. So I would put that on right now. Why not? Now, mind you, my accuracy with this is not great because I don't use this very often. But go up here, try it on the other barrel. The ADS speed is a little bit slower than you would expect, which isn't great, but hey. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's not bad. Not the 545 is not my favorite. So, and the ISO is another gun you'll find very often in game. So, this I would actually put velo or armor piercing. I've been running armor piercing more than anything. 5 round mag. That doesn't have any tuning on it. I'm gonna remove that. This, okay, for this you could go one of two ways. You could go with the Echoless 80 or the Harbinger D20. Personally, I lean towards the Echoless 80, mainly because it does not do the con of aim walking speed, but it does give you more recoil though, so I will say that ahead of time. I do like the fielder. I do see people running the LR30, and I do see people running the Cypher, but personally, I will go with the fielder all day. You can run this without an optic. If you do that, I would throw either the Ripper or the Phase 3 on there. Because these irons aren't bad, but they're not great. Now, personally, I don't usually normally put that. I will put an optic on, which I'll end up leaning, as you keep seeing, on the Choreo Enforcer. Now, mind you, none of this is tuned, just so that you can see how it would be as if you pick it up in game. And built it in game. Now, if I change this out and I put on, where are you, Castle Comp? You could also throw on the Castle Comp or the Stake and Tread. You get a little bit more recoil control, a little bit less of that muzzle flash, which does help. And voila. And my only other change that you could do this is, here's the high velo version. Of the ISO Hemlock. Now that's the ARs. But now, let's go to the SMGs. So for the Vel, I'm gonna equip the stock Vel. Magazine, first thing I'll do is throw on a mag. 50 round mag. Then I will either throw a barrel or a muzzle. Now if I have to go straight into a fight, I'll throw a muzzle on. Singard MKV. Bruin Pendulum. The Lockshot KT85. The Bruin Comp. And the Spiral Flash. Those are the most common ones that you'll see most people running, and they do work well, especially depending on what you need to use it for. For this, I'm just going to throw on my normal, what I would throw is a Bruin Pendulum. The barrel, personally, I will throw on the Lock DX 203mm or the Lockman Dart, but I'll throw on the Lockman DX. Then from here, you have a range of options you could do. You could throw the ammunition, which I'll throw on hollow point, which is my normal. So from here, I either will end up throwing a laser, which will be a VLK, just for the ADS speed. A barrel. Not a barrel, I'm sorry. Underbarrel. AFTech Ripper. Phase 3. Or VX Pineapple. If you haven't noticed, I'm saying the same types of attachments for every gun, for most guns, because they're pretty unanimous in that aspect, in my opinion. LM Precision Stock is not bad. The Assault Stock is something that most people will get actually a lot of benefit out of because of the recoil control. For the sake of this, I'll throw on VX Pineapple. Why? Because it will give you better hip fire control as well. What is that? It's supposed to be 10 meters? 10 meters, hip fire control. There you go. As you can see, it does climb. And I'm not going to try and hit that third target because there's no way in heck I'm going to hit that. Now, if I would take that off and go to here and go to the assault stock, it'd probably be a little bit easier control. Recoil wise, there you go. This way you still get speed and movement and everything else that you need off of a bell. Now, when it comes to the Lockman, it really depends on you. A 40 or a 50 round mag, muzzle, sin guard's nice, pendulum, lock shot, Bruin, spiral flash. Ammunition, you can, but you don't have to. Barrel, you have three options. The L38, the Lockman Pulsar, or the F-Tac M sub 12 inches. I'll end up usually either putting this, and then if I do that, I'll go with an underbarrel of a, you could do phase 3, because that's normally what I'm doing. And then a stock of the, honestly, I keep switching between these. I don't really know which one I like better yet. Just because of the cons of this aim down sight speed and the movement speed. Now, if you don't want to throw a stock on, honestly, it's just worth your time just to throw on a VLK laser. Mainly because you get that super fast movement down, and you get the aim stability as well. And normally you're not going to be anything more than 15 to 20 meters with a SMG. Vaznev. Pain in the butt. I actually do really like this gun. It does have a lot of wobble and shake. So, throw on the 45 round mag. Ammunition, I'll throw on hollow point, underbarrel, ripper, and the rear grip true tack. That is my normal 5 that I'll just throw on. Quick, easy, simple, and it works. So now let's go to the Hurricane. Honestly, I'm going to just equip mine. Enforcer is what I'll normally put on. But I will throw on the Corona Mini Pro because it's usually the fastest to do. Cannonade. This I always end up putting the Extend. The X10. Nope, not Gravedigger. Ripper. There we go. X10 RR40. Sound suppression, bullet velo, damage range, smoothness. It just feels better to me. And then I'll also throw on hollow points. So you can pick this up right off the ground and build it right out. And you'll get a decent range on it too. There's the FSS Hurricane. And then the mini block. Barrel. The 279 millimeter. For the damage range and the bullet velo. Muzzle, X10. Sin guard. I'm going to put my pendulum, like it was already there. Magazine, I'm going to put this grip just because I like that added stability that it gives me. The true tack, as it does aim idle stability and recoil stabilization. And the optic, put the Corona Mini Pro. Honestly, if you get good at the mini block, it's actually a very nice gun to pick up. It just has a slower fire rate, which isn't bad, but it does hit. If I'm not going to put that, then I will put the optic. Honestly, when it comes to optics and stuff like that, it's really what you're most comfortable with. Whatever you're going to be able to see best. Recoil control, because then you're already getting your ADS speed from your laser. And the stability. Sniper rifles now. You will find a LAB, Signal 50, SPX 80 in boxes off of bots and everything else. So first, I'm going to go with the Signal 50. You will see me using this gun, maybe not as often as I could, but you will see me using it. So I treat this more like an AR. So I will go over here. Where are you? The 4-stack Delta, the barrel, the kilo, the Cobra, no sound, or counter ops. Your choice. Personally, I go with the no sound. Why? It doesn't do anything for aim walking speed, like both of those do, but it does not give you damage range. So it really does depend on you and your cons and what you can handle. Underbarrel, I'm going to put on the phase 3. Oh, Ripper. Strangely enough, I will put explosive or high velo on this. Okay, that's explosive. We know that's a one-shot headshot. Now, if I don't want to put the Ripper, I'll put a laser. And I'll change this to the Bruin if I put a laser. There's a quick little Signal 50 build for you. Next, the LAB. Barrel. You could put this on. I will end up putting the FTAC Reaper, the Bruin Agent, with an LSON 90. Ammunition, high velo. Optic, there's no point for me, in my opinion, to put an optic on because you already have the SPX 80 sight on it. Stock is not, there's no point to that to me. Where are you? Laser. FSSOLE V laser. Now, the speed. There we go. And honestly, from this, I'd be good with this personally. Like, I don't really see a need to put anything else on this. If you did want to absolutely have to put a barrel. Because I know some of us have our habits and traits that we enjoy. Personally, I don't find putting a barrel on this to be that useful. But there's a barrel you can use. That would be the LAB. Now the SPX 80. Now I've built this multiple ways, making it work certain ways as well. Because this already has the SPX 80 sight on it, I don't really need to bother by putting it. I feel like every time you put any one of these on here, you're nerfing the gun. For this one specifically. Use the Reaper or the Bruin Agent. Nothing in between. Velo. Bolt. No, I'm sorry, not. I would either do either one of these rear grips. You could do. The laser I'm going to put on. The stock, where are you? Max precision for aim stability. And the bolt I'll do just because this thing can fire so quickly if you do use it right and properly. You see how stable that is that I didn't feel like I had to re-ADS? Now, if you don't use the laser, I'd put the sprint to fire on. There's your SPX 80. Now, that being said, out of all of those, if I would pick up guns off the ground, I would honestly probably take the 5.56 or the 7.4U for the assault rifles. For the SMGs, I would take the Lockman Sub, the Vaznev, or the Hurricane, unless I find a Val. But that's all personal choice. And sniper rifles, I will take the SPX 80 and the Signal 50 and then the LAB. Now those are my quick builds that you can use on any gun that you pick up in the DMZ. I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video, share it with your friends, and even more so, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.